Hello everybody! So glad to see you again today. So the last video we talked about how don't view God through the painful experiences in this world, because God isn't who causes those, the devil is. So give him all the credit for that, because that's his credit. Give him credit for that. But what we want to do is we really want to focus and really want to think about and view God through the amazing stories in this world. Everybody has a story. Some of us, it's absolutely jaw-dropping amazing. Some of us, it is miraculous. I'm trying to get that word out. Some of us have stories about God showing up for them at the last minute and rescuing them. People transformed, their lives completely transformed. You hear about people that are addicted to drugs, and all of a sudden, they don't even need a drug again. They're instantly healed and they are completely transformed. Those are the things that we want to view God through. Those are the stories that we want to focus on. And the devil wants us to see God through the painful experiences. He wants us to see God and blame God for the things that he causes and the things that he's doing. Because what better thing to do? Cause evil and then blame God for it. Act like God did it. It was all God's fault. Because then you don't want to be with God, and you hold God at a distance. You say, I don't want to have anything to do with a God that would kill my family member. No one would want to have a God like that. But God is not like that. That is not our God. He does not kill. When Jesus was here, he did not kill one person. He only healed them and rescued them. And that's our God, and that's our true God. Do you remember when Lazarus died and Jesus got there and then he cried with them because they were weeping for Lazarus, and everyone was so sad, and Jesus wept with them. And then in John 11:43, then he raised him from the dead. He said, Lazarus, come out. And Lazarus came out. He was wrapped. He was walking out. And everybody was in shock. They're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this. That is a jaw-dropping story. And those are the stories we want to remember about God and think about God. And because we don't want to let the devil convince us that God is bad and tell him to, because we want to keep God at a distance, because we feel like he might harm us or he might hurt us. No, we got to get to as close as we can to God, because his love will transform your life and it'll transform others' lives. So hang on in there and keep believing, because amazing things are going to happen in your life when you do. My good friend Trina, she says that if a lot of bad things have been happening to you, that's probably because the devil's trying to stop you, and because God has amazing plans for you. And I think that is so true with so many people. God has amazing plans for them, and the devil knows it, and he doesn't want those plans to go through. So that's why we never give up and we keep believing in God. In 1 Corinthians 2:9, it says, eye has not seen, nor ear heard, nor has it entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for those who love him. So God has amazing plans for you. And in Revelations 21:4, it says that one day there will be no more tears, no more pain, and no more death. The things that we're dealing with here in this world, in this broken world, all the bad things are going to be gone, and they're only going to be good. Because something I do that really helps me remember all the good things God does, this is my special notebook, and I write down all of the amazing things that happen in my life that he does for me, so that I don't forget them. And that when I have a hard day, or when I have something that is getting me down, I pull this out and I read it, and I remember all the amazing things he's done for me. all of the things he's rescued me from, or helped me when I prayed, and changed when he turned things around. I wrote all that down here. And so I want to share the one that I just wrote recently in here that is just amazing, talking about amazing miracles. So I went riding bikes with my nephews. My nephew, he was riding a scooter, and he put his foot down on the street. We were going really fast, and it was an electric scooter. He put his foot down on the street, and it whipped up, and it hit the back of the metal, and it cut his ankle open, and he was in massive pain. We stopped, and he sat down on the curb, and it started bleeding. Stuff started coming out of it, and these red blotches were forming all over his ankle and his leg, and it was swelling up like a balloon. And I just reached out with my hand, and I laid my hand over it, and I pictured God's love for him. And I said, "You are healed, ankle, you are healed in Jesus' name." And I am not kidding you. I so wish I had it on video, because the blotches started disappearing. The deep cut in his ankle started closing up, and it stopped bleeding, and the swelling went down. It's as though Jesus reached out his hand and touched him and healed him. And it was amazing. It was so amazing. And that was another incident of God's love. Jesus just touched him. Jesus died for us to heal us. And so I put that in my special book. And I wanted to share that with you because it was something that was so exciting. And it was so jaw-dropping amazing. And we're talking about jaw-dropping amazing, that I wanted to share it with you. And I wish I had it on video, because it was so miraculous. Okay, I'm trying to find that word to say that word right. But I was super excited to share that with you. And get your own book, get your own notebook, and write down all the amazing things God does, because that's how we want to see God. That's how we want to think about God, because that's who he is. He's amazing.